Now, let's bring back our Bulls and Bears panel and also welcome our very own resident genius, Brenda Butner. Hey, guys.
Like that. Can I have that like on a chyron?
It's on your door now as we speak.
So, you got to tell us, what's your energy play right now, Brenda?
Well, what I want people to know, the rest of these guys are smart, and they put money out every day, and they'll tell you what to buy. But here's what you need to know. You probably have more money in energy than you realize. I took a look at the Vanguard 500 index fund. Most 401ks have that. Energy is the #1 sector at 13%. That's more than Shivani said that you should have. ExxonMobil is its largest asset. So just realize that you're probably invested in oil more than you recognize. And to run into some of those other funds.
Peter Schiff, you got a lot of gold. You have any black gold in your portfolio, Peter?
Well, you know, we've been investing in oil for 10 years. It's the biggest weighting that we have. Also alternative energies such as coal and natural gas, wind power, nuclear. But you know what? There's a relationship between oil and gold. And if you want to make a lot of money right now, forget about black gold. Go to the yellow variety. If you want to really make some bucks, buy some gold stocks. If you think what's happening in oil is impressive right now, wait till you see what's about to happen to the price of gold. There's no rush like a gold rush. This is going to be a stampede. So buy some stocks. They're just going to go straight up.
Well, you know, what do you think of that, Brenda? Are you a gold bug?
No, I'm not. And I also, I worry about how much it's gone up, #1. And #2, you know, you have to be careful what kind of stocks you buy. Like the mining stocks are not very good. So I'm steering clear unless you want to buy me a gold bracelet or something like that.
Todd, are you a gold bug? Let's get over to Todd. What do you think, Todd?
Yeah, you know, it's run up so much, you know, it hit 1,000 now, you know, back below 900. It's so hard to realize a profit off of gold because, you know, people hold it for a hedge and people hold it for security and people don't take the profit. And then, you know, it might rise over 1,000 and go to 2,000. Oil might go to 200. I just don't believe either is going to happen.
All right. Well,
even
Gary,
irrational exuberance.
Gary, on oil, we have all these estimates now. Oppenheimer says it's overpriced at 70 a barrel. Goldman Sachs says it's way underpriced at 175 a barrel. Where do you think it's going to all end?
The major long-term trend remains up at this point in time. We've had short-term pullbacks, but this is monstrously strong, and you got to stay with the trend. And as I look at my list here, new high list, it is all oils, whether you're dealing with energy, whether you're dealing with natural gas like a Chesapeake. The only oils that are not working right now are the refiners like Tesoro and Valero. They're at new yearly lows, which beats the heck out of me. Why? But the rest of the group is on fire, and any pullbacks are warranted buy right now.
You know, Todd, there's thinking that OPEC will not let oil get to $200 a barrel. What do you think of that?
I think so. I just think of Alan Greenspan back in 1996. I think it's irrational exuberance. I think there's a mania right now in the oil markets. But I will say this, natural gas is someplace to look at, and I agree with Gary on Chesapeake. Natural gas usually trades 6 to 1 to oil. Right now it's trading 11 to 1. Even if oil comes back to $80, natural gas should trade around $13 to $14. It's trading right now a little over 11. So Chesapeake and Southwestern Energy, those two natural gas plays, I think are a great bet for the next 2 years.
Brenda, one thing we should mention, even the guy who said on Monday, Goldman Sachs guy who said it was going to go up to 200, he says there is eventually going to be a price at which all of these other oil sources are going to come online, the Canadian sands, all of the deep sea drilling, the ones that go as 5 miles deep, etc. And eventually there's going to be a glut of oil and the price will come down. He calls that the third phase. It may be a couple of years from now, but that's what he says.
A couple of years from now. It would have to be many years from now. And first of all, to get through Congress.
He says 2 more years.
No, I'm sorry.
Remember,
we're not going to start drilling.
He was right on $100 oil.
Yeah, but as long as this is politics, this is not markets. This is
remember,
you have to get Congress to allow to move past the environmentalists.
It's not
Peter, what do you think?
It's not going to work because it's not a function of expensive commodities. It's a function of cheap money. Money is going to keep getting cheaper. Any energy source that we look at is going to get more and more expensive. We can't keep debasing our money and then be shocked when prices rise. And I think prices are not only reflecting how much money has already been debased, but how much it's likely to be debased over the next few years. People are going to lose a fortune if they keep their money in dollars, so they're buying oil and commodities.
Peter, unless Ross Perot is elected, he still hasn't pulled out, and he makes you the head of the Federal Reserve. It could happen, you know?
Right.
Well, even if I was the head of Federal Reserve, I couldn't do anything to save the dollar.
Okay. All right. On that happy note, folks, we got to leave it there. But here's a look at it.